Now I want to turn to the former NBA player and Basketball Hall of Famer who says that he was turned away from a restaurant because of the color of his skin. Dominique Wilkins, currently a vice president for the NBA team, the Atlanta Hawks, says he was turned away from a restaurant in Atlanta over the weekend, adding that he has never before faced prejudice when dining out. Dominique Wilkins joins me now. Thank you, sir. Good to see you. How you doing? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's good to see you, Don.
Yeah.
Been a long time.
I know.
Unfortunately, we got to come on and yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we got to come and talk about something like this. And it was very unfortunate that I had to experience that with a friend of mine.
Let me explain the story before you go into that. Okay, and then so at first the restaurant told you no tables were available. This is what you say. And then you said that you were not dressed. They said that you were not dressed fashionably enough. Okay, now, so tell me what happened.
Well, first of all, we were going into the restaurant, and when we went through the door, there were 2-3 people at the front. And they kind of looked us up and down and sized us up. It was really eerie, kind of strange. And I said, we would like to sit down outside and have a lunch. And they looked me up and down again. They said, we don't have any reservations available. And I'm looking outside. This is lunchtime, 1 o'clock, and there's a ton of tables outside that's empty. And so, we kind of plead with them. We would love to sit down. This doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm dressed better than most of the guys that was in there. Very chic dress, had a nice pullover shirt, long cargo black pants with nice sneakers. Now, to the left of me, there was 3 white guys coming in with shorts, T-shirts, and sneakers. And they said, give me a minute, we'll seat you in a second. And I said, well, this doesn't make sense. You got all these tables and you can't sit. We don't have anything available. And he said, we're trying to keep a level of elegance in a restaurant, so we can't seat you at all. And so I left, and my girlfriend went back and said, Mr. Wilkins, I came in, what is your criteria of dress code? Because he was dressed better than most people in here as men. So he was not in cargo pants, sweatpants, or what you ever want to call it. And it's a clear act of discrimination. And so I was just blown away, that they turned me away. They were very, very nasty. And
but let me say, you're Dominique Wilkins. You're Dominique Wilkins. Yeah. You're a legend in Atlanta. I mean, I hate this, but it's true. And I think that any restaurant in the Atlanta area, I'm just being honest, should know who the hell Dominique Wilkins is. I'm sorry. That's the truth. And
but you know what, Don? It shouldn't happen to anybody.
You're right. I get that. It shouldn't happen to anybody. But still, that was on the staff of probably young people who don't know their you-know-what from a you-know-what. The restaurant initially released a statement that focuses on dress code, and here's what it says. It says, to protect our restaurant's culture, we installed a minimum standard in our business casual attire dress code, which includes jeans and sneakers, but prohibits basketball caps, or baseball caps, and athletic clothing, including sweatpants and tops. Though the definition of casual is ever evolving, we strive to maintain our policy requirements daily, but it isn't a perfect system. So dress codes at restaurants, it can be tricky. Sometimes it can be arbitrary, right? Because they can be enforced inconsistently for different people. So again, this shouldn't happen to anyone. I know you say, didn't matter that you're Dominique Wilkins. I think it is, but it shouldn't happen to anyone. What did you think of this first response?
First of all, I thought it was just covering their butt, and it wasn't the type of response that I thought was efficient, because I think they lied a lot in that statement. Now they released a recent statement earlier today, basically apologizing for what happened. And now they want to make a lot of changes. But the reason why I said is, I felt like it was racism, because I'm seeing 2 or 3 white guys in shorts, T-shirts, and sneakers, and you're not turning them away. And so it felt like back when I was in high school, when I had a cross burning in my yard, because I made a decision to further my education, at the University of Georgia. And even though it's not the same, it felt the same. And so it was very, very nasty. So my friend went back and asked them, why did you guys do that? They said, Mr. Wilkins just want to know. They said, we can't see him inside or out. I just never been, the thing is, discrimination has many different disguises. In this case, it's disguised through a dress code, And so, and I'm not the only case or the only person who've had this type of thing happen. This has been a trend. Hopefully, I'm just hoping that they learn from this and that they could get some diversity, equality, and this type of training to guard against this. You know, what we do as far as, you know, people dealing with sensory needs, people who are dealing with inclusion, you know, has to be addressed, and we address those things right now. You know, with this Culture City that I chair, and these are the things that we do, and that's just mind-boggling me. And in this day and world, we still have to deal with this type of stuff.
Well, listen, I'm sorry that happened to you. I respect you and love you a lot. I do miss seeing you in Atlanta, and what I do miss is the great seats that we used to have when we were Turner down there to get to watch the Hawks. But listen, thank you. I appreciate that. And I got to tell you this, and in full transparency, I know some of the folks who own La Bilboquet, and they should do better. And I think that they will do better after this, and I think that you are going to make that change happen. They are an upscale restaurant. There's one here, there's one in Palm Beach, there's one in Atlanta, whatever you, but they can do better, and I think they will do better. And I thank you for bringing light to this, and I'm sorry this happened to you. Thanks for joining us, okay?
Appreciate it, man. Good to talk to you, Don.
You as well.